Ladies and gentlemen, we're back going with the IB Talks. This is Aside from the Garden 615. And today I have with me J. Cole, Jermaine, real name Jonathan, but I call him Jermaine. So just starting off, just introduce yourself. You can go as much background information as you want. You can start off when you was a kid or just recently, just kind of what's going on, man.
Jonathon is my name, not Jermaine, actually. 24, from Georgia, but moved up here in the fourth grade, I believe. Went to Chapman's fourth grade, Longview fifth, through actually just fifth, Heritage Middle, Independence, and then high school. Not much then, just played some sports, played basketball, did track for 1 year, and then went to Columbia State for community college for 2 years. Got my associates, still didn't know what I wanted to do. So I worked a few different jobs, and then now I'm in a trade school actually for welding. So it's really like my whole education side of it. Sports, like I said, just high school and nothing much else to it, really.
That's what's up, man. And so for your trade school, I know I kind of talked to you about this a little bit ago, but like, is there anything specifically like you want to get into industry wise, whether it's like cars or working industrial or something like that?
So with welding, there's not really anything specific that I want to get into. I'm really just doing whichever is going to pay the most and is going to get me to my goal, which is just to have my own shop faster. So it could be me, moving out somewhere else and like working on the GM plant that's here in Spring Hill, or they have that new structure that they're adding on to. There's welders that'll be here till March that are, in town and all. So there's that. But, if it comes with, if money pays or if working on vehicles pays the most, then I'll do that. Really is anything, though. I mean, it's the only trade that I can be really like artistic with that is going to be different every single day that I go in. Like, it's not going to be the same old job welding the same types of metal or doing the same, location every single day. Just it has the most freedom really than all these other jobs trade.
Okay. Try to get that job. That's what's up, man.
Money.
So right, yeah. That's really what it is. I mean, everything, especially in America, everything's all money. So how much longer do you have in that trade school?
I'll finish up in March, so in just a few months. Well, not in a few months, about 6 months.
Yeah, that's not that far. March.
Soon, yeah.
Man, that's quick. And then so you got. Let's talk about So for those that don't know, J. Cole's on the Thick Boy Club. He trying to get right. So I've been helping him out with programming and stuff like that. Like, so what are some of your goals? And then you can go into, it doesn't have to be just fitness, but just what are some goals you have for like the next year, like short term, just do the next year or two, and then like long term, where do you want to be like down the road?
So when it comes to fitness, the big thing that I've always wanted to achieve is just to be more cut, really. And I know you and I talked about, the whole cardio aspect of it, but the discipline for cardio is not there with me. Like I'll do the workouts like I was telling you, but other than that, it's difficult for me to leave the gym and then immediately go run or even run before the gym or anything like that. So that would be like a short-term goal with working out. With life in general, aside from graduating trade school, I would like to be married within the next year.
Ooh. Are you? Oh yeah, you are seeing somebody. How long has that been going?
We hit 3 years just this past Wednesday. Yeah, the 8th.
3? Okay,
yeah,
so it's getting about that time, huh?
Exactly, yeah. And she'll be done with school hopefully around the same time as I, and so then we'll just be both starting careers, and wherever trade welding takes me, then that's where I guess we'll be starting the beginning of our lives.
Right.
Long term, when it comes to career wise, I would like to have my own shop where I could work on vehicles or some kind of small project for or I mean big projects as well, but it could be really anything whatsoever. And goal is to have my own garage at my place, so that like I can do welding at the house, but I don't have to drive into my shop every single day and whatnot. But pretty detailed. It'd be like a 30 by 30 garage. Have a car lift in there in case I got to do some kind of like automotive work, so I can weld underneath the car. Just to have my own land, really. I mean, just start life and work as much as I can whenever I graduate. Because with welding, you can, if you bust your tail for a few months, then you can end up, taking a week off. Like as soon as that job is over in March for these GM guys, like they could work from now until March, and then like they could take a month off, and then they can go right back and find some more work. So that's the ultimate goal, is to be like that, to where I don't have to work, 5 days a week, and then for like a long period of time where like I just end up with 2 weeks of vacation throughout a year. Now, like I want to have more freedom than that, and own properties. Really, I've been looking at cabins up in Gatlinburg that I would love to do now, but don't have the time and don't have the money and all the funds for me to be trying to go up there and try to put some money down on the cabin and to get it fixed up, cleaned up every single month and all that after each visitor and whatnot. But it's just to have multiple ways of income, and make my money, make money for me. Really, that's the ultimate goal.
Oh yeah, that's always a good goal. So let's say, I'm just throwing some hypotheticals at you. Let's say you graduate, everything's all good, and let's just say it's some generic company that's willing to pay top dollar, but they say they'll let you live wherever you want to live. Is there a particular place you want to try to get to if you had the choice?
Well, the thing is that I've always told people, like, I've never been out west before. I would love to go out there and hike for like a week or two, or just see nature in general, because it's different than what Gatlinburg and like the Smokies have to offer. But like Colorado, Utah, just places out there. I mean, I don't know about living out there, just because of a lot of other reasons. But if I could live anywhere, it'd probably be up north somewhere.
Up north?
Up north, yeah.
Like, how are we talking? Like New England north? Or are we talking Missouri north? Like, we talking Midwest
I mean,
north?
like,
or we talking like Midwest north? Or we talking like north? Like,
we're talking like north.
Like,
I
North
mean,
Dakota.
like Illinois, like directly up, like Illinois. Yeah.
Illinois is Midwest.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I figured it was like to like left a little bit and up. Oh, sort of.
It's a little bit to the right if you're looking at a map. It's pretty much straight up. It's pretty much straight up.
Straight up.
Okay, that's not too bad. I thought you were talking like Maine, like,
oh, dude, no, ain't no
like
way.
Michigan.
Ain't no way, man. Like, I wouldn't see nobody that I ever knew growing up or family if I lived all the way up there. Man, it's a long flight and drive.
I'm not, no disrespect to the north, but I don't do cold weather. Like,
there's that.
I'm not a fan of cold weather. That's like half of the year when you go somewhere up north. So
it's true. It's true.
That's why Texas was an easy decision for me.
Yeah, but I would just like to go out west and vacation there for a little bit. There's other reasons why I wouldn't want to move out there, or stay down here in the South, where certain things are like prominent, things like that you kind of gotta like deal with, and people and all that. So just something different, because I never lived anywhere other than Alabama, Georgia, and here. So been in South my whole life.
All right, so how's the training going? This is the second month, right?
Third week of the second month. Yeah.
So how's that been going?
Tomorrow. Good. I see a difference in when it comes to, I don't know if it be like power, but like the weight that I'm doing. Because before I started this almost 2 months ago, the years that like I was working out, it was mainly just like, instead of full body, it would be focusing like 2 or 3 like muscles together, and then like that was it. Like that'd be the workout. So like it would be like chest, and then like triceps, and then like something else with it, and then like legs would be like all in like one day. Like it wouldn't be like splitting anything up.
Right.
And it wouldn't be 3 days a week either. It was darn near like every day that I was working out. And so having those rest days are valuable. But back then when I first started, because I didn't work out in high school, I didn't start until I got to college. And so it was just kind of different, different than taking a rest day and then only going 3-4 days a week. And going every single day except for like Sundays, I think I was doing. So
Yeah.
I was just killing myself then. But I had no idea.
Yeah. It's tough. It depends. Cause like I was telling you, because you're talking about how like you missed Friday because of like scheduling or whatever. And then I was saying like you were gonna make Friday up last week,
This coming week,
this week. And I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, you can, but it's like once you make a program and it's 3 days a week versus 4 or 5 days a week, the timing of the workouts is everything. So like if you're doing 3 days a week, you wouldn't do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and have the rest of the week off. Like you wouldn't do it back to back. You'd have Monday, you space them out because you got to have that. You let your body recover. So making up kind of be not really a problem, but it also depends on how you make it up. But yeah, man, that's good.
Well, my only off day was going to be Wednesday this week. I was going to do Monday, Tuesday for the I was going to do Monday for the regular day, and then last Friday was going to be Tuesday's workout, and then Wednesday, and then Friday again.
Yeah.
So it was just going to be one day, really.
So if you do miss, what I suggest, like I said, like let's say you miss Mondays, if you can fit it in that you're gonna take an L and do it back to back, unless you tap into the weekend. But if you can make it up that week, that's fine. But you got to be careful because you don't want to because it's the same movements. I have it set up where it's pretty much similar movements. So if you're going back to back, you might be all right. But once you go into that next week, you should just
really
go
different.
ahead. Yeah, just go ahead to that next week. Okay. But what I got coming for you when you finish week 4, it's set up to where it's the lift and the cardio, which is just the Stairmaster. So it's gonna be a lift Stairmaster, so you can do it all at the gym. You don't have to like go anywhere or yada yada yada. Inconvenient.
Yeah.
But the lifts are just focused on it's like 2 upper bodies and a lower body. And then it's the cardio is also lower body because it's Stairmaster. So your legs gonna be dead. So it's gonna feel different because you're only doing 3 lifts, but it's high volume. Sort of.
Yeah.
It's a mix of high volume and also like I think it sets a 5-5, 5-5, 3-3-3. And so when you go to sets of 3, if it's the lower the reps, the higher the weight, and then you'll finish with a set of 10. And then and then for squat, I don't think there's a set of 10 for legs. And then for the other, I think it's like hammer row, it's 5 sets of 15. So it's
hammer row,
or seated cable row. But you'll just be rowing on the cable machine, but it's 5 sets of 15. So that's a lot of reps.
Crap, dude. Yeah.
And then, but it's just those 3, and then your cardio. So we'll mix all that in there. So like
I was just gonna ask, so is there a benefit to doing cardio after the workout or before? Is there one that's better?
So usually the rule of thumb is you want to do your cardio after your lift. There are people that do it before, but if you're focusing on muscle mass and lean muscle and building strength, you lift first. Because if you do your cardio, your body's fatigued and exhausted, so you're not as efficient in the straining through the lift. So you usually do your cardio after.
That makes sense. Okay.
And it also depends because I mean, in football in college, we would run before our lifts, or like we would do like not intense running, but like agility training before our lifts. But they were killing us.
Yeah. SEC school, yeah.
Yeah. So what are some goals? Not goal like what are you trying to hit specific numbers in any lifts, or you're just trying to cut?
Honestly, I know I said it before, but trying to get like the same like body style as the person that is my trainer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to cut so much to where I'm back to being the skinny J. Cole from high school. Then I don't want to gain so much that every single month that I gotta get up to like a new pair of jeans and shirts and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, really just like that, honestly. I mean,
I got you. Try to get thick. Steak season. But that's good, man. You've been doing well on the stuff, even though you haven't been tracking your stuff where I can see it on the thing. But I'll take your word for it.
No. Listen.
What? Where? I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, so can I. Hold up. I gotta see when I started. So I used to use an app for that, but I stopped using it. I gotta find it.
No, I'm talking about on
yeah, well, like whenever like I would search things on there, like they wouldn't pop up.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why I was. Hold on, I got you on here. September 12th.
It's whatever, I guess.
Nah, bro, no, watch this. So like that, I think it was the night that I was texting. I think it was Labor Day, but I started using my plate again that I used to use.
Yeah, I used to use.
So
that
like
too.
I was actually using it, but like I would just be able to scan the barcode of like whatever I ate, like it would, and I would just verify on the bag or the box that I ate such and such.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more convenient. But
I've been meaning to go back to the app on yours and add everything on there since it's already plugged in for me.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's good. It's good. So you had asked me about what was it? It was like was it supplements or something like that?
Yeah, so just like the best supplements for me to get once again to like where you are, because I took creatine back then and I really don't know if I was taking it wrong or right. Like I was doing, all the water and all that, but I don't think I was taking it every day actually though back then. But other than creatine and protein, like that's all that like I ever took. And so I don't know what else there is out there.
I mean, honestly, that's really all you need. Is creatine, protein shake, protein powder, whatever. But with creatine, you got to take it every day. Like it's vitally important to take it every day. Have you started taking creatine at all or anything?
Yeah. I started that last month. Yeah.
Last month. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
That and Malto.
You said what?
So that and Malto, HMB. I started taking all them at the same time. I think that
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Like that week that I started, I think I started them. Yeah.
Yeah. Just take creatine, the HMB every day, and then you'll be straight. That's you'll be
HMB straight. Every day too.
Yeah, every day.
Okay. I thought it was just after I lift.
Even on days you don't lift, you'll take it. It doesn't really matter when you take it on days you don't lift, but you take those every day. Just stay consistent. It's one of those. The thing about working out that I try to tell people it doesn't happen overnight. Especially if you get on Instagram, you see all these guys that are like ripped and shredded, like huge.
Yeah.
It takes time to get to that point. Like it takes so much. I was talking to somebody the other day at the Gold's Gym, and they were saying how what people understand is losing weight out of all. So there's losing fat, pretty much out of all the different things of fitness where there's lose fat, gain muscle mass, bulk. The hardest one for most people, the hardest one to do is not lose fat or lose weight. It's gaining strictly lean muscle mass, because you can bulking's not that hard. Bulking, you can pretty much eat. If you wanted to, you can eat whatever you want because you'll put on muscle, but you also put on some fat because people bulk up, put on muscle, put on the fat. Then once they're done bulking, they'll cut the fat and try to keep the muscle. But gaining just lean muscle mass is probably one of the hardest things to do, because you're a healthy amount of muscle mass to gain is usually, at the best case scenario, is half a pound a week. Is it a week or is it a month? I think it's like something like that, where like you're only gonna be able to gain half a pound, I think, a week. So in 52 weeks, you're only really gonna be able to gain about 25 pounds of muscle in a whole year, which isn't gaining that much weight in the grand scheme of things. And so, and that's best case scenario. You got to be eating, you got to be like, diet got to be on point. You not missing a day of working out, staying on your supplements week in, week out, absolutely perfect with the right perfect genetics, half a pound. And we're talking natural, obviously. Like obviously, if you take steroids, you get more than that or whatever. But pure natural, the old-fashioned way, you're talking half a pound a week. That's a long time. Yeah. So I mean, and then that doesn't include, and that's, you know, then if you do a lot of cardio, you lose muscle when you do cardio a lot. So I mean, you're also like counteracting stuff as you go. So I mean, it's a long.
Yeah, that sounds complicated.
Yeah, it's a long process. Yeah. So I tell people just be consistent, and it'll all work itself out.
Yeah. So is it important any of the supplements? Because I've always been told to cycle creatine, but I've never cycled it before.
No, you don't have to cycle creatine.
Okay. I don't know the benefit of it,
but the benefit of creatine?
Well, no, just like cycling it. Some people say like, you know, cycle it for like 2 or 3 weeks and then stop taking it for like a week or something like that and go back.
No, well, that was the rule of thumb of like back then, because usually when you take stuff like that, it gets filtered through your kidneys or whatever. And so like when you take stuff, I'm trying to think of a supplement that you should cycle, but I don't take stuff you got to cycle. I don't take a lot of stuff, but basically your kidneys are always filtering because you're taking all that stuff, and cycling is to give one reason to cycle is to give your kidneys a break. So you're not taking it. And then like you know, with creatine, you kind of hold water weight. So you'll gain some weight initially, but most of it's water weight. Well, when you cycle it, that water weight gets flushed out and you're left with just the muscle that you gained for creatine, and not any extra water weight or any extra water weight due to the creatine. You're always gonna have water weight. But a lot of people cycle it out just to get back to their baseline physique or baseline look, and then they'll wait, keep working out to build on your baseline. Then you pack on the creatine, you bring back on the water weight, yada yada yada. You cycle. But creatine is probably, besides protein powder, creatine is the most researched and studied supplement on the face of the earth. And you know, they've come to the conclusion now that there's no need to cycle creatine. So I've been taking creatine straight for 3-4 years. Like I've always been taking creatine.
Dang.
But I mean,
it'll take 3-4 years for I look like that, huh?
Well, hey, I don't know.
That's what it sounds like.
It's different. I mean, person to person, man, it's crazy how individual bodies react differently, because there's some people that can have huge transformations in 6 months, and some people it takes 18. Yeah. Which the most important factor to all of that, besides just doing it every day, it's the diet. That's the most important factor. It's the diet. But what I will say is, you know, people say you can't outlift or outwork a bad diet. You can. Like, if you're super active, you can eat like shit and look great. But it's just the amount of work it takes to be able to live like that is just, it's not practical. You know, if you work out, if you run, like, let's say you get up at like 4 a.m. and run miles every morning, and then later that afternoon you go and you lift every day, 7 days a week, you could probably get away with eating a lot of fast food, or you could probably get away with eating a lot of bad, not whether you feel great or not, that's different. But you could probably, you got a longer leash to eat however you want, basically.
Yeah. So freshman year of college, that's what I was kind of doing. Like, I was just kind of like eating, you know, whatever I wanted, really. But then so don't make fun of me, but I played ultimate frisbee then, right? Yeah, I know, right? And so it was running miles and miles and miles every single week, playing just like, you know, 2 games.
Right.
And so you know, like, I was just going home at 10 o'clock at night, you know, grabbing some, you know, like fast food and all, and, you know, in the gym. But then, like, I would never see some type of growth. Like, you know, like, I would just kind of stay constant, like how I was as I was playing. So, that's definitely true with if you're active enough, you can eat, crap, but then you ain't gonna feel the best. And you may not, gain the right way, the way that you want to. And, that's how it was. But now, been eating the way you've been, well, not the way you told me, the examples you gave me. I just took those examples and I just eat those regardless, just because it's like right there and it tells me something that I could have, But changing it up is definitely something, that you mentioned last week that I'm gonna have to do this week though. I was doing grilled chicken every night.
Every night?
Bruh, for the past month and a half that I've been doing this, I've done I've done a burger, a small bag of chips, and broccoli or asparagus for every single day for lunch. And then dinner would be grilled chicken, broccoli or asparagus, and then a baked potato. Every single day.
Bro, you gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
You gotta switch it up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was eating at school the other day and I was like, bro, I can't do this grilled chicken. So I got one more meal of grilled chicken and asparagus in there and a baked potato that I'll eat tomorrow. And then after that, I'm gonna cook tomorrow instead of today. Like I planned because I haven't gone and got groceries yet. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna make turkey or salmon tilapia or something else.
Chicken for a month. Yeah. I do chicken a lot, but I always switch it up. So like this, I think I had chicken 3 weeks in a row, but I did last week was chicken legs, and I just baked chicken legs and had some rice. And then the week before that, I think I did grilled chicken on the grill, and the week before that it was I did like barbecue chicken. So like even when I do chicken, it's not just a plain thing of chicken. I either do like a pulled chicken, barbecue chicken sandwich where I would just bake it, rip it up, and then barbecue sauce, or I would air fry. I got an air fryer, so I'll air fry like the chicken legs, or if I do, I'll go get some chicken tenders or whatever and air fry. So like I'll always switch up my chicken. And then
mine was the same flavor, all that every single time.
I couldn't do it.
But I thought I just had to do what it took to get to that level. So I was like, whatever.
I mean,
I'll do whatever it takes.
If you can stomach eating that every single day, I mean, it'll work. But a lot of people, what happened? The reason why I was telling you guys to switch it up. What happened is people eat that day in and day out, and like the golden standard meal for getting right is chicken, broccoli, rice. That's like the staple. That's like the perfect example of like a post-workout meal. But the problem is eating that every day, people be like, oh, I'm sick of it. And then they start to they'll diverge. Well, I'm like, I don't want to eat right. I'm just go to Wendy's real quick, or I'm gonna go to McDonald's real quick. So I'm like, well, if you switch it up and you don't burn yourself out of it. So, but I mean, that's just me though. That's me. Everybody has their thing. But for me, every week I'm switching it up. I switch up all my stuff. The only thing that's the same is my breakfast. My breakfast is it's a strawberry banana smoothie that I make. I get this big I think it's a 5-pound bag of frozen strawberries. Then I'll go buy a bunch of bananas and I'll chop up the bananas and I put a cup of strawberries and a little measure. It's a cup, like 8 ounces or whatever. I fill it to the cup thing. Cup of frozen strawberries. I put in a Ziploc bag. Then I get the big bananas. I cut them in half. I chop off one half. I put in a Ziploc baggie with the strawberries. That's a serving. And I just do. I'll just like take the whole bag, one cup, and I'll fill up all the baggies and I'll cut up all the bananas. And I throw them in the freezer. So in the mornings, and then I get my shakers. I'll fill it up to 12 ounces of orange juice. And I'll put 7 shakers in the fridge. So every morning I grab a shaker, I grab a baggie, blender, fruit, orange juice, and I just do a scoop of carbs, blender. Bam, that's my breakfast. So I make my breakfast like 5 minutes. That's the only thing that doesn't change my breakfast. Yeah, but I mean it tastes phenomenal. So
sounds good. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, mom took a minute because I was trying to eat around the same time, like it said on the first sheet that you gave me. And so before I started school, I was making breakfast around 8:15 or something. Like I'd be done by 9. But every morning there was turkey bacon, 2 pieces of toast, 3 eggs, and then I started doing like just like egg whites because that much cholesterol and all that, and then a banana, and then maybe yogurt if I didn't have like a banana, but something like that.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't get to do that at all now. Like now it's literally just yogurt and a banana that I get to do, and then Malto in the morning, and that's it. That's all I get time for because I'm driving to Nashville every morning, so I'm up stupid early. So
yeah,
that's waking up like just enough time for me to leave.
Yeah, that's why I used to cook my breakfast. That's why I switched to smoothies because I think the smoothies it's just as many calories because I'm trying to go high calorie, but it's quick because I didn't have time to wake up because I didn't wake up an hour before to like cook and eat versus smoothie. I'm just blend it, check because I get up because first thing I do when I wake up or get up is my workout. So I just make my breakfast real quick. I drink the smoothie, and on my way to the gym, I got a Bang or some kind of energy drink, or usually a Bang. I hit my lift, and after the lift, I do my post-workout shake. So my first 2 meals, because my shake is like 700 calories, so it's basically a meal.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a big boy shake. So my first 2 meals of the day it's not even actual food. It's a smoothie and a shake. I don't eat I don't eat actual food. Well, one part of that is because I'm not a breakfast eater. Like I've never been a big breakfast eater.
Okay.
So the smoothie, since it's high in calorie, it's just easy to drink my calories in the morning. But then after my shake, right around, I think I eat again. My first actual meals around like 11-ish, somewhere around there. Oh, I throw down then because I'm starving because I haven't eaten whole food. So that's when I start eating like big, like just meals. From there, 2 lunches.
I hadn't thought about that.
2 lunches. So I go smoothie, shake, pre-workout smoothie, post-workout shake. Then it's 2 lunches and 2 dinners after that.
2?
Yeah.
What in the world? How many calories you eat in a day?
I haven't counted, but when I used to count, it was anywhere from like 4 to 5,000.
Bro, I struggle getting 3.
Well, once your body gets used to those, so like when you start eating around the same time, your body will get used to eating at that time. So then so when your body gets, so when it's time to eat your 3rd or 4th meal, you're actually hungry, so you can eat bigger. Because when I first started eating,
that's why it's important. Okay.
Yeah.
Same time. Okay.
Yeah. So your body gets used to it, and then you can start eating bigger meals. So because when I first started, I used to only eat like 5 meals a day. Now I eat 6, but I actually have a snack in there. So, but I don't consider it a meal, but I'm eat 7 times. And when I was first started out doing 6 or 7, they were small meals because I wasn't really hungry, because like they're pretty much 3 to 4 hours apart. 4 hours at the most. And if it wasn't 4, it's 3. So, I eat a big meal, and then 3 hours later, I'm not really hungry at first. So they'd be small little meals, or like maybe just a PB&J for one of them. Now they're like full ass meals, all of them.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't fathom trying to do that in a day. I watched a video, but it was the Rocks diet.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Bro, that's insane.
Insane.
Ain't no way. I'm throwing up by like that 4th meal. There ain't no way I'm gonna eat that much white rice.
It's insane. But the crazy part is when you have that much muscle on you, you have to feed it. You have to feed muscles, right? So it looks crazy, but to him, it's normal. Because like when he's ready to eat and he's hungry, he's got to feed all 280 or 90 pounds of him of just straight muscle. He has to feed all of that.
Yeah.
So that metabolism is just high, just literally
going.
Yeah. But before, because I know we're getting close to your time limit.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
All right. So let me ask, like, what I want to ask, because I always want to know when I get people on here, like, what's your motivation? Just, it could be whether it's work, fitness, like what motivates you every day when you get up and just do what you do? Like what gets you going?
Well, years ago, there was not that. Well, I mean, so the very first example, and I know you remember this kid, Jordan Pope, right?
Yeah.
Came into high school as a freshman, and I think I was a sophomore. I think it's just a year too younger than me, sophomore or junior. And this freshman comes in, and he's bigger than almost my entire class, right?
Yeah, dude, stout.
So yeah, and so he's still like that. But like not even working out through high school, just doing running and all this other crap, conditioning and whatnot. Getting to college and then seeing, basketball teams, baseball teams, like all those kind of people and all that have been, athletic their entire life, but then like they've also been in the weight room. They just haven't been running, these entire years. Seeing them and seeing how, like we're both like 18 or 19 years old, but then you're like twice my size.
Right.
So that was just kind of thing, or the thing that kind of started that. I was just kind of like aggravated with all that. And I was like, like I shouldn't be this small, But then again, I'm not as active as all these other guys and girls and whatnot. But like that was what really started it. I had a like bunch of like self-image, negative like thoughts and whatnot, and so that's what also like kept it going. And still now, even I mean, just being comfortable in my own skin really is what the motivation is.
Right.
And getting to the point where, I can be around, like anybody and be, completely shirtless or naked, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. And you're
like a new beach.
Right. Like if somebody, like if you at a party with your shirt off and somebody snapped a picture of it, you like, okay, hey.
I ain't gonna get mad. But
right. Yeah, you're not gonna, I got you. Yeah, for sure.
You want to take another one? Yeah, so, just being comfortable really and just, like I say, not being small no more.
Right.
I mean, I'm not small, but then I'm also not big either.
I get what you're saying.
I wouldn't say like, like I'm some like scrawny kid, but then again, I'm not, like, that like, people see like, dang, I ain't gonna mess with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of variables with it to kind of keep me going. And just after workouts, feeling so good about, because there's days where like I feel like crap after school and like, especially after welding and being, in this full like body like suit that's just so hot underneath there, and then being like underneath the hood and whatnot, and being in front of flames for a few hours a day is just kind of exhausting as is. And so having that motivation afterwards, after getting out of school around 1 or 2 o'clock and then going in and trying to lift heavier, trying to do anything whatsoever, or next month, trying to do some stairs,
yeah,
trying to like do all that, that's just, it feels good after I do all that. It's like, I had a pretty productive day. Got some school done, learning some stuff there. Went to the gym, felt good. Go home, have a protein shake, apple, and have dinner. I don't know how you're doing these 2 lunches and 2 dinners, but after workout for me, it's just a shake and a green apple for me. And then it's dinner time.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how you're doing all that, but I might try the smoothie thing though, honestly, because I like.
Oh yeah, it's clutch.
I love fruit, but motivation for me is just really just body image crap, that I've dealt with over the years. So
hey, it's a good motivator. It's a good
motivator.
Man. And then just
trying to look good for someone that I'm with, right? Not trying to have them looking all good, and then I'm this 800-pound dude walking around with him. It's like, how did he get hurt?
Right now, not 800. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Man, I was gonna say something. I completely forgot what it was, man.
Oh, but then also, I want to be one of them dads to where, like, a dude try to date my girl, like, oh snap, the dude big, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
trying to be one of them kind of dads. But
man, it'll get right, man. It'll get right.
Get right or get left.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah,
already know. Yeah, man, great motivation, man. What motivated me was just I got bullied in elementary school. And because I'm natural, what people don't know is I'm naturally like I'm naturally skinny. Like if I didn't work out, I'd be like skinny. And so I was a super skinny kid in elementary school. I had no strength, or I was weak. So I got bullied, man. I was like, you know what? I had enough. I just had so what I started doing is I don't know, I think I was watching TV, and I think it was like maybe a commercial, something about like exercise, you can get strong, build muscle. So I'm okay. So what I started doing is I couldn't lift because I'm like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. But I'd watch TV, and every commercial break, I do push-ups the whole commercial break. Just keep going. And then the next commercial break, I'm doing sit-ups every commercial break. And so, commercials, they don't seem that long. When you're doing push-ups, they're long. Commercial breaks are long as hell if you're doing push-ups, sit-ups. And then, but it's cool because then I'd watch TV, I get, I don't know, 15 minutes, commercial again. All right, bet, push-ups this time. I did that for a year in elementary school, a year. That next year in school, my old bully came up to me, and this is like, it's so funny. This was like old school bullying. Dude was trying to take my lunch money, or like he was just trying to, like, dude was trying to take stuff from me, like old school bullying, not just like, like not just picking at me, like calling, like physically, like taking shit from her. He would like try to dump me in the trash can because he was huge. He was like a big ass elementary schooler. He was also, I think, a grade or 2 ahead of me. And I remember he would literally pick me up and put me in the trash can because I was so little. Lo and behold,
was this here in Tennessee?
It was at Heritage Elementary.
Man, what?
Yeah. I know who I'm not gonna say his name, but
I don't know.
You probably know who the person is if I told you. He went to Indy and everything. But
oh wow.
So I was like, all right, I had enough. So I did that for a whole year, and like school year ended, and I was like avoiding him all the time. School year, summer, whatever. School starts back. I see him. And, I wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna start no beef. I just saw him.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, what's up? Whatever. Dude tried to pick on me, right? Bro, when I tell you, I beat his ass. Like, no cap. And this was, I don't think it was during school. Do you remember like Fun Company? Or like that after, or like SAC that afternoon?
Yeah, SAC. Yeah,
like day, it was called
Fun program.
Yeah, it was called Fun Company when I was, it's called SAC now. But when parents that work till like 6 can, you just go there right after school. That's where it happened. I don't think it was actually in school.
So I was gonna say, teachers like weren't even like around during SAC.
It was because they only had like they had like a teacher in the gym watching us, kids, a teacher in the cafeteria watching. So like there weren't really teachers for real, like watching. And dude tried to, he threw like a chair at me because something happened where he threw a chair at me and I like dodged it. And then I ran up to him and I just beat the shit out of him. And he had to this day has not tried me again. Like after that, he walked away. I don't think he was crying or whatever, but like he walked away. And I was like the next day, bro, the next day I saw him, he didn't say a word to me. Like, just that was it. I didn't have a problem with ever again. But that's not to like brag that I beat up somebody, but I'm just saying, like, that's what got me started. And ever since then at elementary school, I've always been into working out, whether it's been athletic training. It's just something about being strong enough to defend myself if I need to. It's like that's the foundation. Now, I'm trying to, I want to eventually compete. So I'm trying to gain weight so I can compete powerlift. So like now it's become more of a sport to me. But back then it was literally just so I can have the strength to defend myself. That's where it started from being bullied. But it's crazy talking to other people. People got different motivations. I know some people that they have health problems because they get overweight. They either end up with diabetes or they end up with some kind of problem. They got to get in shape because they got health problems. Some people's bullying, it's, body issues, self-esteem, or it's crazy, but it all brings us back to that feeling of, like you said, I think finishing a workout might be the best feeling in the world.
Oh yeah.
When it's a tough, hard workout, or like it's leg day, I go crazy on leg days. It's leg day and you finally finish the whole workout and you get home and you're just like, it's just a fantastic feeling.
It is. So
fantastic.
How old are you?
26.
So what you're telling me is that it's gonna take me that long to get looking like that from,
No, I
from
mean,
where you're old. You said you was.
no, because I wasn't always like powerlifting. That, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So it's different type of lifting. I was always into fitness. So like, I played sports year round. So most of it was just sport training, not necessarily strength building.
That's right, you did. Yeah, you did basketball too. Yeah.
Basketball, track.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of it was just sport specific, not just trying to get big as shit. Now I did start in high school trying to get big, but you can't get too big when you run track. So,
Okay.
I didn't start really trying to gain serious weight till like a year ago.
Oh, dang.
Because like I'd always struggled my weight. And because the reason why I redshirted my freshman year in college is because I was too light. I came in 165 pounds to Mizzou. Like I was light.
Bro.
And I knew I was gonna redshirt because SEC ball, you can't as a receiver, if you're fast, you can get away with being 165. If you're on defense, you gotta hit guys like Derrick Henry and stuff like, because I played against like guys like Derrick Henry,
right,
and I think Leonard Fournette was my freshman year. Like those guys, you can't be 165.
Yeah.
So I had the red shirt, and I struggled my whole career because I think my second or third year I was like 180. I got up to 195, but I couldn't sustain that playing football because I couldn't move around at that weight, and my knees would hurt when I got that heavy because I'm trying to move and cut and do all this stuff and trying to guard people backwards. It makes no sense. My knees would kill me, so I dropped down like 190 and stuff like that. And so I'm actually in a week from today, I'm doing a post on my Instagram. It's a transformation from 13 months ago, and you'll see that. But like I didn't start till I took a picture the first day. It was August 19th, 2020. I took a picture, and I was like, from here, I'm trying to gain just straight muscle and strength. And so that's what I'm trying to go now, which I'd probably be heavier if I didn't play basketball 2 days a week. But
yeah,
because when I go to play basketball, I mean, you're talking
that's your cardio
hours. Yeah, I play for hours, so I lose a ton of water weight, and then it's that's just it. But
so you said you were 160. So were you like cutting down to that? Never mind, that's the wrong question. So it's like I try to gain to be, to have more muscle and not to have as much fat. Would like I have to cut, significantly, so then go, to like build back up just strictly muscle, or
no, because you can gain muscle, lose fat at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So like what happened is when you first start out, what happened is let's say you were like constantly on the scale. When you first start off, you're going to start losing weight because you're losing fat because you're starting to become more active. And then eventually your weight will start plateauing. What's happening with that is you're losing fat, but you're also gaining muscle. So your weight on the scale, like you'll start to feel better. You'll start to see results. You'll start to look better. But on the scale, you're more or less staying about the same. When you get to that point, that's when you're still losing fat, but you're gaining muscle at the same time. So your weight doesn't necessarily change that much. And then, but it also depends how much, your specific body fat, how much, like how big, it depends on all that. But there will be,
I don't know any of that.
But it'll be like this, and when it gets here, and then eventually once you're leaned up, your weight is start going back up. So it just depends on the training. So like your way to go, you're going down. All right, now this is where your fat and body weight start to do that thing. And then your weight to go back up, but you're still losing fat, but you're starting to put on muscle. Yeah. Because I've seen you go on like the internet and look at, I've seen people that like these people that post on Instagram, and it'll be like before and afters with gym transformations. It's the same weight. So it'd be like, I saw this one chick, she was like 120. She was 120 in the first pick before, but most of it was fat. She was, I'm not saying she was fat, but like she had more fat. And then the second pick was 120. She was linked up, but she had significantly more muscle. So it just.
How you do that? I mean,
weight train. So you can still do a little cardio, but the majority of your training is weight training. That's how
So
that
it's not like
works.
body weight stuff. You mean like actual weights,
Yeah,
like dumbbells and barbell? Okay.
yeah, because that's how you put on more muscle, especially like because it was a female, like a lot of the most of the female market targets lower body because they want bigger butts, they want to get their hips right and stuff, so they focus a lot of like squats, thrusters, glute bridge, all those kind of stuff. Well, if you look at like before and afters with them, with the people that do the same weight before and afters, they'll have more of a stomach and be less, be like less toned everywhere. And in the after, same weight, usually their butts are bigger, their thighs, you can tell their thighs and quads are stronger, but their stomach's slimmer. So that's like how that transition usually works. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it, man.
Bro, yeah, like,
a lot of stuff. But
like that makes sense.
But when you have somebody, the crazy thing is though, it's kind of complicated, but it's kind of not. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what you're trying to do, if you just go to the gym 30 minutes, let's just say 30 minutes every day. If you just go to the gym 30 minutes every day and you eat decently, at least try to eat better, you'll lose weight. Like, you'll get in shape. It might take a little longer, but you'll get in shape. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that hard, but it's when you're trying to do specific stuff where it gets complicated. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's
because I feel like I've looked the same the past month and a half. Yeah, like I'm like feeling better and all, but
but
I don't know.
It takes time, man. It just takes time.
Jeez, how many? Like, well, I guess steroids ain't the option, but SARMs or something. Like, do I get something?
You don't need no steroids. Are you hitting your calorie goal? Are you hitting your calorie goal still?
Am I doing what?
Are you hitting your calorie goal?
I've hit it twice. Dude,
I'm saying, are you close? It didn't have to be exact.
Oh, close, yeah. Okay, I thought you meant like over 3,000. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're close. Man, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just stick to the script. You'll be straight. Because after this month, I'm gonna start adding in a lot more cardio. Because here's the plan. I had already figured out the plan for what you wanted. Is I want to build the foundation for the strength. That's why at first we're doing no cardio. We're just straight trying to get the muscles going. Right now, 2 months in, I'm gonna add in a little bit of cardio with the weights. Then as we go forward, we're gonna back off the weights a little bit. And we're going to increase that cardio to really shed down, really start burning that fat off. And then once you slim down, then we're going to go the other direction. Then we'll still have some cardio, but we'll bring the weights back up. And then eventually we'll get to the point where once you're at the body fat percentage that you want, we can cut cardio completely out and just rev up like high intensity weight training. Once you get to where for me personally, there was a point in time I did absolutely no cardio, but my weight training was intense, like 2-hour weight training. Like, it was intense.
Sheesh.
So, there's give and take. If you don't do any cardio, your weight training's got to be intense. But if your weight training's not that intense, but you still got a little bit of it's a give and take there.
Bro, I didn't know this was like a cycle.
Yeah.
That's how I've strictly just done weights, and like that was it. And like, sometimes like it would be intense, but then sometimes it would be like get in there and do it, really.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a science to it now.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a whole science to this, bro. It's madness. Bro, funny story. So I have a buddy who went to college with. He's from like Florida, something like that. But that I met him, and me and him were working at GNC together like a few years back. And so, I finally asked him what his secret was, and, like everyone always said, just like the bullcrap answer, like, oh yeah, man, it's all diet. Well, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But you could tell with like some people, like, like they have an extra, something else that like, they're like taking
they doing something steroids. Different. Yeah. They doing something different.
Exactly. And so there was one time we were at the old like Olympus, I think it's a body shop now.
Yeah.
We were talking one night and we were working out. So he told me that he takes SARMs, right? So I had no idea what even SARMs was at the time. And so he was telling me that like it's like a little like, it's like not as bad as steroids or something like that. And so I was like, okay, well, like what is it? He ended up breaking it down. And so he told me that he bought it from this dude from like California. He never showed me what the pills look like, none of that. But old naive Jonathon, 19, 20 years old, was like, okay, bet, I'm trying to look like that. And so I was like, okay, well, you know, give me some, right? So, so the dude got me some from California, from this, whoever this dude was, whoever he got it from. I don't know if he knew him, just knew him from SARMs. But the SARMs finally come in from Cali. And I go and meet him up with him, you know, meet up with him. And it was kind of like looking bad at first because we met in Franklin. And it looked kind of bad because like he got in my car with this backpack, pulled out the bag of SARMs, and, you know, handed it to me. And it looked like a little drug deal. I was like, bro, why we gotta do why you gotta get in the car? So, you know, I'm sitting there driving back home, you know, like not even really sweating because, you know, like I already paid, you know, I already got the SARMs in my seat, you know, like a passenger seat on. So I get home, hop on the PS4, you know, with the boys, and I left the bag of SARMs sitting downstairs on the island. Well, I wasn't thinking at the time, but the bag didn't have a label on it. It was just like a clear, like Ziploc bag with pills in it.
Oh, you tripping.
Yeah, so, you know, family got home. They all asked me, you know, like what it was, but then, you know, my pops got home later on, and had like one word to say. It was like, Jonathon, what is this, right? And so like in my head, all of a sudden I think, I was like, what are you talking about? And it dawned on me. I was like, oh, them pills just, you know, like a small little bag, bro, like not even bigger than my phone. And it just had like a little seal at the top with like 15 some pills in it. And he said nothing else other than that. He didn't say, you know, like come down here, none of that. All I hear is the trash can, a metal trash can. All I hear is a metal trash can, bro. And he's sitting there dumping them out. I was like over like $100-some wasted that you just threw away. But, you know, I guess it was good. You know, I guess
it worked out because you could have messed up your whole hormonal system.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't dabble in any of that stuff. SARMs, peptides, none of that stuff, man.
I mean, I barely even know what they are, honestly. But I was like, I want to look like that. So, you know, that's what I got to take. Like, you know, that's what I got to take.
I mean, like it's funny because I was watching what was I watching? So I watched this podcast called Fighter and the Kid. And it's also on YouTube. I usually watch the YouTube version because it's funnier to see what they're talking about. But anyway, one of the guys on there was a former UFC fighter, Brendan Schaub. And he's pretty hip on like the whole fitness industry because, you know, he played football in Colorado. He tried to take a shot in the NFL. So like he knows, you know, he's been in the fitness game for a while. He played sports in high school, whatever. And they were talking about they always go on here and they'll show a guy, and then his friend is an actor. He'd be like, is he natural or does he take steroids? Because usually if you're familiar with, like, if you're deep in the fitness game or you just been around long enough, you can usually look and tell guys that are natural and guys that are that take steroids. So they went down this rabbit hole of people that take steroids and how they look. And I was sitting there thinking, like, I would never personally take steroids, but if people do, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Because there was one dude, like, you could go online and look at like before and afters. People take like one cycle, like 4-month period of them taking steroids, and before and afters. I was like, it would take me a year and a half to get to that point, and he did it in 4 months. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like they got a purpose. They got a purpose, but same with like peptides, Anavar, all that stuff is it's all the it all does the same shit. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's just it all does the same stuff. But let's keep you away from the anabolic steroids or the SARMs and stuff like that, peptides.
Yeah, trying to get thick, you know, can't get thick. You know? Well, I mean, I guess you can, but it ain't the right way to do it. So.
Hey,
all them side effects and all that.
Look, I'm gonna tell you I'm about to say the most controversial statement, probably of the 2021 era. If you want to get stupid lean, carnivore diet.
Carnivore diet?
Carnivore diet. Nothing but meat. Carnivore
sounds like
diet.
The Atkins. Is that the same thing?
I don't know what that is.
Atkins diet is all meat, I thought too. Yeah.
Probably.
So just straight meat?
Straight meat. Because it's basically like it's basically a form of keto. Because you're not taking in any carbs, you're not taking any sugar. And it's just straight protein. Everything you're eating is just calories and protein. You talk about you will shed the fat off your bones so quick. It's ridiculous. The problem is if you're active, it's hard to be active on this diet because carbs is energy, right? Carbs is the fuel for your body. If you're not bringing any carbs, you don't have any energy. If you're not bringing in sugar, you don't have any energy. Yeah. So trying to work out, because I did this for a week, but I had to get off of it because I was losing too much weight because I did it during my career in college football, which terrible time.
Weight is in like your like entire body, like you're just like looking like slimmer and slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah, like I was losing hella weight. Like I was losing a ton of weight. And
but I was not muscle though, right?
Well, for me, I probably was because I was 2-hour practices and I had no carbs.
Oh yeah.
So but I tried to modify it a little bit. The only time I would take in carbs was right before practice or right before a lift. I drink these little Gatorade shakes that had like 40 grams of carbs and like 30 grams of sugar. But that's the only time I would take is before practice and before the lifts. That was it. But I mean, I had a constant headache because my blood sugar was low. But I was reading online, they're like, you got to make it through that first week. Because they're saying that first week, your body has to like adjust to it. So like you get these headaches because you're flushing out all your carbs. You're flushing out all this stuff. It's hard to hold water because carbs also what helps you hold water and keeps your water retention. Well, if you're not taking any carbs, when you drink, it goes straight through you. So you got to constantly hydrate, and you have like cotton mouth all the time that first week because your mouth's dry. But I was reading online, a lot of like professional, I think there was a professional swimmer that went on it and said like after that first week, he did it for like a month or so. He said it's the best he's ever felt strength wise. And there was like some other athletes on there that I could send you some links if I find it. But people are saying once you get past that first week and you stick to it for like a month or two, they're like they felt fantastic because you slim down because you're barely eating fat, barely eating carbs, barely eating sugar, and it's straight protein. It's all pretty much all red meat, like steaks, burger patties, pork chops, chicken, shrimp, fish, eggs.
Not even like natural sugar, like fruit and all that. Nothing.
Carnivore.
So in the mornings, what do you do?
Meat. So here's my normal stuff. So like in the morning, I would do an egg, bacon, and sausage. Okay. All right. And then and then for like another meal, I had bacon at every meal because bacon had the most fat. And so it had the most flavor. Everything otherwise, you're just eating like dry meat. Because technically you can't do like barbecue sauce because barbecue sauce is carbs. So you can't do like sauces. Okay. So you're just eating dry meat. So bacon would help with that because I'd make my bacon juicy. And you couldn't do orange juice. Like it's just water and meat. That's it. And then I did eggs. I didn't know if eggs was a part of it, but I think carnivores eat eggs, so it doesn't matter. But so then I had like pork chop, bacon, and I would do probably either pork chop, bacon. Yeah, probably pork chop and like multiple slices of bacon. Then I do like a chicken breast, bacon, and maybe an egg, like because your options are limited. And then or I do like a steak, and I have like a bacon with it, and I do like some type of ground beef on the steak, or I have like some kind of turkey or something. Like
turkey gets old quick.
It's tough. Oh, it's real tough. But
wait, so I mean, like I could do that, couldn't I? Like while I'm doing these workouts and all
that. I'd be careful. I'd do it like if you want to do a heavy. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because maybe it depends because you want to if you're going to be working out 3 days a week doing these workouts and then you're on your feet all day and you're working all day, you need carbs. You need some kind of fuel for your body. What you can do is just do a modified. You can always just modify it. So like go heavy meat. And then, if you want to cut back on your carbs, and just make sure you eat carbs before and after.
Before and after workout.
Yeah. So like before you work out, eat a carb. After, eat a carb. But the rest of the day, don't eat any carbs. If you want to do something,
I can just do the maltodextrin, right? Or do I need more than that?
For before and after.
Yeah, like if I were to modify it.
Yeah, because you could
Like, would that be
throw
sufficient enough?
you could throw the maltodextrin in your shake, because that's what you do after, right?
Yeah.
And then what I would do is I would eat a carb before, like before have like a carb that you eat, after just throw it in your shake and you're straight.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. Because I mean, I eat a ton of meat. Like, I'm a heavy meat eater.
Yeah.
Like, heavy.
Because I would love to slim down and get, I guess, skinny, I guess is the word, but then like, you know, like not
Lean.
like lose muscle or lean. Yeah. Lean.
Yeah.
And then continue to just stack on muscle, you know, kind of like what you were saying.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you want to try it for a week, try it. Because for me, it didn't work out well. Because I got down to like 170 pounds in like a week. I was like,
what were you at?
I was like 184. And I got down to like 170.
Holy crap.
I lost all my water weight. Because you also got to remember, with football, I was working out twice a day. We would lift and then we would practice later that day. So I'm expending a lot of water weight gone. And I'm just losing a lot of weight. So I had to get off of it. But for me, it was terrible. But that's for me. It might work for me.
I mean,
so if you want to try it out, I say go for it. But if it's not gonna work, just switch it up. Just be smart. Be smart with it. Because I don't want you trying to work out while you have a headache or you don't feel good or something's compromised and you're trying to lift. And once your body's compromised, you're more prone to injuries. Or if you're dehydrated because you're losing all your water weight because you have no carbs, you can pull a muscle, you can tear a muscle. So just be smart with it. But I mean, if you want to try it out, definitely go for it. But
there's only time that
only do it for like a month. It's not a sustaining diet.
It's not like a lifetime thing. Yeah,
it's a diet you do for a month to just try to shed fat as fast as you can for a month. And then when you get off of it, when you transition back to a normal diet, you got to gradually go back to it. So like the day after, don't eat a ton of carbs. You want to slowly introduce yourself back into carbs.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, the only time that I'm active is when I'm working out. But then, you know, while welding, you know, you're in this, you know, shirt, and then like you're in this like heavy other shirt, you know, that's pretty thick, and then pants and boots, and you're sitting there sweating. But that's only like, it's not like, you know, like
lifting stuff.
A big like, yeah, exactly. You know, like a big like activity. Like all it is. And but the only time I'm ever active is running workouts now. So,
well, try it out. Let me just hydrate. Hydrate. You got to drink. You're gonna have to drink a shit ton of water.
Yeah. So carbs an hour before I work out, and then immediately after, and then. So like dinner would be what, like a few pieces of bacon and like a steak. Like, is there like a certain amount of protein I need for each dinner, or is it just eat something that's protein?
I mean, if you're eating just protein all day, it's probably not going to matter.
Doesn't matter.
As long as you get 20 grams, as long as you have 20 grams, because 20 grams of protein is what you need for protein synthesis, which is when your body produces muscle. As long as you have, and all you need is 20 grams. So as long as you're having 20 grams, and you're fine. But I mean, a single chicken breast is like 30 something grams.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been close to 90, like 100 grams.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as you have 20 per meal, like, which is easy to get to, you're straight.
Okay. I'll try it. Hydrate and carbs are before and right after. Ooh.
That sounds good, man. Well, that's all I got, man. Is there anything you want to say to the people or you got on your mind that you want to talk about? This is your time.
I mean, other than, you know, all the crap that's been going on lately, one thing that has constantly been on my mind is not just like the virus, you know, and all this other stuff, but like the what's the word I'm looking for? The blank between like Americans, like the I don't know, like animosity or the maybe it's like hatred or something like that. But I saw a quote yesterday from I forgot who the guy was on TV, but he said that he wishes that it was 9/12/2000 again. Not the fact that, you know, like 9/11 happened, but you know, like the camaraderie of the Americans.
We were the most united as a country.
Exactly, yeah. And he was the guy that killed Bin Laden in the SEAL Team 6 people. I forgot his name. But yeah, you know, he was saying on some talk show yesterday morning, and yeah, because like it's kind of sad how things are getting shown more. I guess I wouldn't say things are happening like all of a sudden because the hate for different skin color and whatnot racially has like always been there, but you're definitely seeing it more with social media, video cameras and all that kind of stuff, and just cameras in general. But that's a one thing that I wish would kind of like what he say, like everyone, go back to 2000. But like, not just racially, but then this whole virus thing, a mask and vaccine.
Everything's political.
Everything, man, everything is, yeah. And I was at the Alabama and the Mercer game yesterday, and the student section was chanting stuff about the president, like the virus and all that at a football game at college, right? You know what I mean?
Like you just there to enjoy the game.
Exactly, and it's just tired of, or like I'm just tired of constantly whether it's in my own house or at work or at a football game that they're trying to see my favorite team play. It's everywhere now, and it's all on social media. Those type of things just kind of take a toll on people, man. They just kind of wish that none of that stuff would be not the stuff would be happening, but just that people would kind of realize that there's a bigger picture than just politics, really.
Yeah.
And like you're red, I'm blue. It's just vice versa, just anything at all. Just realize that we're all humans, and we're all trying to coexist.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, like, that, I think probably the past 2 years we've been super divided as a country, and I was thinking like it's crazy that it takes either a natural disaster or an attack on us for us to come together as a country. Because we're all on the same. We're all on the same team. We're all Americans, whether you were born here or you came here and got a citizenship. Regardless, we're all Americans. If you're paying, if you're paying taxes, you're an American. Like basically.
Yeah.
But we're all on the same team. But the only time we come together is when a natural disaster happens or there's an attack on us, on our country. That's it. Any other time, we're literally fighting each other.
Yeah.
Like with the whole like the whole George Floyd thing and the whole protesting, it almost felt like we were on the brink of a civil war.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no joke. Yeah.
So divided. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Wow, that it's just. I mean, that's just how it is. And the reason I feel like the reason for that is even I almost feel at this point racism itself is almost political. That's what it feels like. Because if we're being honest, like it's 2021. Everybody knows that if a person from India has the same biology as the person from England. Like we're all of the same species. With obviously, I gotta cover my bases for people that are super like nitpicky. Besides like diseases and mutations and stuff like. Besides that, if you cut me, I bleed. If I go cut some random person in China or Ireland, if I cut them, they'll bleed as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. But for some reason, if we're being honest, there shouldn't be a problem with somebody calling out racism, but it's a problem.
Exactly.
And it's a problem because it's political.
Yeah.
All political.
And
that's why I think politics it's crazy because politics and politics of itself is what makes America great. You have the right to choose what side you want to be on. You have the right to choose to vote for whoever based on your political views. But at the same time, it's literally our downfall.
It is correct. Kind of you say, it's in everything, and back to George Floyd and even the deaths before that. I can't remember all their names, but the ones that were up north a lot. But people taking BLM, Black Lives Matter, making it political, and saying like like Blue Lives Matter and things like that. It's just I don't want to use the wrong word if we're gonna post this on something,
yeah.
but no, it's just ignorant, you know.
But here's the thing too. They have the people that say Blue Lives Matter, they have the right to say that.
Correct.
And then here's the problem. So it's like, all right, we're both Black. So obviously Black Lives matters to us because we're basically saying our life matters because we're Black.
Right.
We don't want something negative to happen to us just because we're Black. Like if I'm an asshole and you treat me like shit because I'm an asshole, I'm okay with that because you're treating me like shit because I'm an asshole, not because I'm Black. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so when people say Blue Lives Matter, it's like, yeah, you know, I do believe that because you shouldn't be treated like terribly because you're a cop. I completely agree with like that because my granddad's a cop. My granddad's a sheriff in Arkansas, and I had so you know I understand where they're coming from. So I agree. Yes, those people's lives matter too. They're police. Like we need police. You know, we got to stop pretending we got to get rid of the police. We need the police. They're important. They're an important part.
This country will fall, dude. If
it'd be ridiculous. So, but the problem is, we understand that, or at least me and you understand. I can't speak for everybody, but we understand that. So it's like, yeah, blue lives can matter, but don't use it as a counter argument to the BLM.
To negate,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like you can say blue lives matter. That's all fine. That's fine, Danny. Cool. But don't wave it and don't be like when we say BLM, don't be like, no, BLM, y'all are terrible. It's all about blue lives. No. That's not the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how it works. We're just saying
we matter too. Like
as well. Yeah. We really should have called BLMT.
Yeah, exactly.
We matter too. Black lives matter too, or Black lives matter also is what it should have been. Just because
if it was that, I don't feel like people could have probably twisted it. But then again, you know, I might be, lowballing America, which I feel like they probably still would have found a way.
America as a whole is idiots. You gotta say exactly what you mean. Because if we had said only Black Lives Matter, I get it.
That'd be a big problem.
Then I'd be like, I understand why you're frustrated because we're saying only Black Lives Matter. No. We're saying as well, just like Blue Lives Matter, people that are LGBTQ plus, their lives matter. Everybody.
Yeah.
But we got to be super, super nitpicky. But like you said, what does it come down to? It's all political.
It is, yeah.
All political. Just like I'm in Texas. Texas is hot right now because of the abortion shit, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
It's hot right now.
Yeah.
But it's become political. Like, here's my stance. I'm gonna say this just so people know my stance. One, I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I hate the political system. I hate the I hate the party system because it encourages us to be divided.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's only two out. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so I'm independent. I don't associate with either Democrat or Republican. But I respect it. Whatever. All good faith. I don't believe that a council of all males should be making laws that only affect the female body.
Correct. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Like me personally, if I was in a situation with a kid with somebody I don't really want, I'm not for abortion. I would rather just take the L and have the kid. I'm not for abortion. But at the same time, it is not my choice.
Exactly.
Whatever she wants to do, it's not my choice. Now I'll be like, hey, I'm okay with having it, try to work it out. But it's not my choice. It's not my body. I don't have to carry that mug for nine months.
Yeah.
I don't have to wake up with cramps and throw up I ain't gotta do all that. Yeah. So it's not my decision to make. And especially to ban it. Like I saw something somewhere, somebody was like, if you're not for abortion, just don't get it. I'm like, how simple is that? It's that simple. If you're not for it, don't get one.
Yeah.
Right? It's that simple. Why can't we have stuff as optional? Right? Why can't it be optional? If you're not for it, don't get it.
Don't do it. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But people argue to this day about
that's what's crazy. Yeah.
Like, oh, pro-lifers, but then pro-lifers are hypocrites because because if you're talking about bro, I can get into a whole spiel on all of this stuff, man, because it's, I don't know. I don't know. Did we lose him?
Did I do?
Yeah, but I was just saying, I can go in a whole spiel about the problem I have. Like, I don't have a problem with if you think abortion is bad because it's murder. I get that. But if you're gonna be pro-life, you got to be pro-life in everything. You don't be selective.
Yeah. Don't be nitpicky.
Don't be nitpicky. You need to be pro-life in everything. Because how can you? Because here's my problem. If you're a pro-lifer, how can you be against Black Lives Matter if you're pro-lifer? Because if you're a pro-lifer, then all lives should matter, right?
Exactly.
So all lives matter. All the people that are being killed because of racism, it's a problem. If you're being killed because of the LGBT, if you're LGBTQ, if the Asian hate, the people get killed because they're Asians, all that stuff should be a problem. But for some reason, it's just the abortions. If you know what I'm saying? Like
you hit a nail on the head with that one. Yeah,
I'm telling you, you gotta go all the way if you're gonna be for it.
Yeah.
Now, hey, I'm saying I could go on a rant, bro, but it's all political.
Sad. And I know that I had the other topic on there, the Tuskegee experiment, but that's kind of hitting the nail on the head, like you said. It basically comes down to racism and all that. And,
oh yeah.
What they did and all. So, but that was just unbelievable for me to hear about because I never heard about it in school. I never heard about it from no one else.
You haven't?
It was just something. No,
you had just heard about it.
Well, I don't think I heard it in school. I don't think we ever talked about it. I don't think so at Independence, at least.
So for the people that are listening or don't know about the Tuskegee syphilis study, so the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male was an ethically abusive study conducted between 1932 and 1972 by the United States Public Health Service and the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention on a group of nearly 400 African Americans with syphilis. So what they did is back then they were testing a vaccine for syphilis. And what they did is they injected and infected African Americans with syphilis to try to study. Now, the thing about it is this was they involuntarily infected these people with syphilis to basically try to get a vaccine to work. And so the reason why this has been brought up recently is because of, I don't want to say it because I think YouTube is taking people down to talk about it, but I'm gonna just say, let's call it, I think they are, I'm 100% sure. Let's call it, we should call it let's call it Cheerios, right? So because of Cheerios, we all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because of Cheerios, this got brought up because of basically the Black community was skeptical about the vaccine coming out, right? And it came out soon. Because if you look online, I think they say it usually takes years to make a vaccine, but it didn't take but a few months for the Cheerio vaccine to come out. And so, for Black people, I get it. The Tuskegee experiment happened, whatever. But it became political. They used it as a political reason, but And
then afterwards, not giving them whatever the cure was, whatnot, and just letting them just die off.
Yeah, they get it. Yeah. So it was a huge problem. But that's why, so like when people are skeptical of the government, I get it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little
I was a little skeptical
alone. I was a little skeptical of how fast they made it myself. I was like, I don't know if I'm taking the first batch.
Yeah, for real.
Let me see what the side effects are first. But I'm good now. I'm fully treated.
Same. Yep.
So it's whatever. We're back to in school tomorrow.
Oh dang, really?
Yeah, we've been virtual for the first couple of weeks of class, but now we're in person, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man,
I mean, trade school, you really can go, commercial stuff for the first probably 2-3 weeks when you're doing classwork of each month. But after that, you kind of don't have a choice but to be in there doing something with your hands. I don't want to, say it's, I don't know which location of Lincoln Tech, where I'm at for trade school in Nashville, but one of the locations is being sued because they decided to do teaching, can you see me good enough?
barely. It's fine.
Turn on the light. So one of the locations is being sued because they decided to go in, try to do trade school, like through Zoom or whatever it was, or through the school website. And so the people who signed up, this past year or so, they all, went ahead and paid at the very beginning, I think it was like 20-some thousand. But all that money went to, waste because they decided to do school online because of the virus, which I get. But then again, for a trade school to do that, and then not expect, people to be mad about it because, they just spent, because, like a welding is only for 6 months. But then there's like electrical and, like heavy equipment and diesel and all that are like a year and a half. Well, for me, it's not as much money. But then again, for the people that are there for like, a year or more, they're spending all that money, but then they're not even learning anything because it's all online. And then whenever their whole year and a half is up, they, have a degree, but then, they can't go out and get a job because then they don't know anything about, whatever that
right. They don't have any hands-on experience.
Exactly. They have nothing. But yeah, I'm not sure which, location it is, but that's what they're dealing with right now for me, because of that. So starting off this semester, we haven't been online at all. We've been, strictly there. They, been enforcing the whole mask thing and, trying to stay separate. But then again, there's only so much you can do with a trade school. So
yeah,
there's times where you just kind of got to deal with it, just, hopefully everyone's taking it, serious enough to where, someone's not gonna be stupid and come in, while they, coughing up a lung and sweating bullets and, sneezing everywhere and all that. So, just take a chance, really.
Yeah, it's all wild. It is all wild. Well, I think that's all we got for today, man. I appreciate you hopping on the cast.
I appreciate you for inviting me, man.
Man, of course,
I'm glad.
All right, man. Is there any last remarks you want to say to the people? Any inspiring messages or words you want to get out there? Be super inspirational. I need like a Captain America speech.
I have a quote for you, not a speech.
All right, let me hear the quote.
I can't say it in Latin, so I'm going to say it for you in English, and you're going to go translate it. But it's desperation breeds the beast. That's something that I've kept, that I've tried to, keep towards everything. But really, I use it for, fitness all and all that. Because I'm desperate enough to get to the level that, you're
right.
at 26 now. So, I need to be not like desperate enough to do anything, but then, I'm like, I should be
like a sense of urgency
enough. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, disciplined enough to where, I'm not going to be like, oh man, cardio next week or, next month, like I'm gonna cheat on that. No, like, if I'm trying to hit this goal, then
let's go get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to suck, but, for me to get it at that point, no shortcuts, get right or get left.
Yeah. Get right or get left. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like the great quote from J. Cole himself.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get you the stuff before next week. All right.
Yeah.
My boy J. Cole.
Right.
My boy J. Cole finna be looking like a monster. Y'all stay tuned and y'all look out for my boy. All right. All right. This is IB Talks. We are gone. We'll see you guys next time.
Appreciate it.
I'ma strip the wealth, even if I touch a meal. And do it through the pain, I don't need a pain. And life won't get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same.